Let's talk about what every single person is thinking about but refuse to admit it, especially in church. Sexual compatibility. So we are told you're not supposed to have sex before you get married, abstain, don't do this, don't do that. I have personally sat under preachings where pastors will say, don't hug, don't kiss, don't go to each other's houses because you're trying to avoid sexual temptation. And then, bam, people get married. We're like, go ahead, go and have this amazing gift of sex. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And people are confused, like, how is this supposed to work? And sometimes couples are disappointed. It's like giving someone a Ferrari without actually teaching them how to drive. Because we never actually talk about how to talk about sex in church. I came across an Instagram video, two young people were discussing sexual compatibility. And one of them said, sexual compatibility is a myth. I've been married for 5 years. I do not think sexual compatibility is a myth. But when people say sexual compatibility, this is what they mean most of the time. Do we have the same desires? Do we want to have sex at the same frequency? Do we find each other attractive? Will it just work? It's the idea that sex is supposed to be great, it's supposed to be effortless, and it's supposed to be easy and electrifying from the get-go. But that is the actual myth, because sexual compatibility is not something you find. It is something you build. Even in the secular world, therapists will say great sex comes from great communication, mutual care, and emotional safety. And this is a much needed conversation. In fact, Song of Solomon, my favorite book in the Bible, it talks about love, passionate love, steamy, poetic love between two people. So it shows that God created desire as something we should embrace. It's not something we should be ashamed of or something we should shy away from. And by the way, keeping yourself until marriage does not automatically mean sex is going to be great when you get married. It takes intention. It takes time. It takes communication. And it takes grace. So, how can Christian couples prepare without violating their values? You don't have to experiment to talk about sex. You can have honest, open conversations about sex without actually having sex. Here are some questions you can ask. What do you think about physical touch? Do you like physical touch? What makes you feel desired? What makes you feel loved? What makes you feel connected? How often do you think we should be having sex in the marriage? You should ask, seriously. And you can also ask, are there things in your past that would affect how you relate sexually? Like, for example, maybe a trauma or maybe shame or guilt or even expectations. Yeah, what are your sexual expectations? These are not dirty questions. These are real questions you should be having before you get married. In fact, I personally think if you're not talking about sex before you get married, that is a huge red flag. And you should seek premarital counseling as well. And talk to someone who is not afraid to go there. Someone who would talk about like intimacy, because it is a big deal. Sex is a big deal. Someone that would be willing to talk about intimacy in marriage, because it is a much needed conversation. The Bible says, get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding. That also includes every aspect of marriage, including sex. You need to understand exactly what it is you're getting into. Marriage is serious business. Sex is serious business. Now let's get theological for a minute. Sex is not just physical. It is covenantal. God created sex as a way for two people to connect. The Bible says, a man shall leave his mother and father and shall be joined to his wife, and they will become one flesh. One flesh. That is beyond skin to skin connection. That is a deeper connection. That is a soul level connection. The Bible also says, Couples should fulfill each other's sexual need, not out of obligation or a sense of duty, but out of mutual love and service. So it's not just about performance, it's about partnership. God cares about our body. Yeah, He cares about our bodies. He cares about our pleasure. And He cares about the honesty we bring into our relationships. The Bible also says the marriage bed should be kept pure. It should be kept undefiled. That doesn't mean sex is a taboo, but it means that sex is sacred. So, should Christian couples be worried about sexual compatibility? I would say yes and no. No, you should not obsess or panic about sex or compare yourself to Instagram couples or Netflix couples or any couples you know. But yes, you should be intentional. You should pray about it. You should have honest conversations about it. And you should invest in the relationship beyond the bedroom. Compatibility is not chemistry, it is connection. And connection is built. And it is really amazing and wonderful when it is grounded in love and grace. So don't ask, will it work? Ask instead, can we work at it together? Because that is what real intimacy is all about. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this episode, please share. Share it with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, your small groups. And if you have any questions or stories regarding this topic, please send them my way. I'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep working out your faith every single day. See you next time.